Hello YouTubers, it's Magic the Gathering UK here again, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be attempting to do some Magic online, and there's the Kaladesh online pre-release going on right now, so I'm going to go ahead and join the pre-release league, which is a sealed league of course, just like your paper pre-release, and see what we can do. Now, I'm pretty new to Magic Online. In fact, I've never really used it. I did a few sort of things on it about 3 or 4 years ago, during 2012, I believe it was, course at 2012. So I am pretty new to Magic Online. I've barely touched it. So this might be interesting to those of you that are thinking about jumping into Magic Online and seeing what it's like for yourself. And this should give you a good indication for those that aren't familiar with it like myself, so you can get to see it through my experience as well. So let's jump straight in, shall we? Let's start the pre-release league. I'm in the wrong one now. I don't want to do a draft. I want to do a sealed league. There we go. So let's join. I've got my event tickets. If you need MTGO, you need to basically enter events with event tickets. They cost $1 each. Tax is on top of that as well. So for me, it's quite expensive because we have to pay VAT, which is 20%. So we basically pay $1.20 per event ticket. So it becomes quite costly. But here we go. We're going to do it. And we are in. Let's see what's in our pool. If it loads. Here we go. Let's make this bigger. Let's see what we got. Sort by rarity. Okay, so we didn't get any mythics, which is unfortunate. We have a Territorial Gorger, we have a Spire Bluff Canal, Lost Legacy, Fateful Showdown, Confiscation Coop, a Concealed Courtyard, and an Aether School Ancient. So not the best rare pool there at all. I think that's pretty abysmal, to say the least. This card's pretty bad. I had it in my paper sealed event and it basically did nothing for me. Unless you're playing tons of energy, it's pretty useless. So yeah, I'm a bit stuck what to do here, because normally the first thing I look at is my rares and go, right, we got some decent rares in this colour, we'll go with that. But we haven't really got anything. We've got a couple of dual lands, which are decent cards, don't get me wrong, but in sealed, it kind of takes away from your bomb potential there. So, we've not got a lot to work with on the rare front. What we've got uncommon-wise, we've got Whirl of Virtuosa. Whirl of Virtuosa is pretty good. Voltaic Brawler, also very good. Oval Chase Daredevil. Do we have any vehicles? I don't think we opened a single vehicle, you know. Which is also extremely bad for limited format. Oh, we have a Renegade Freighter, which is really good. We do have a vehicle, and it's one of the best vehicles, so that's pretty good. We might consider rolling with that, I guess. Let's sort by colour here, because rarity isn't doing much for us, in all honesty. Let's have a look. Our pools seem relatively balanced in terms of colour selection here. Red's looking a bit slim. Let's see what we got in white. We got the Sky Swirl Harrier, Constant Shield Guard. He's pretty decent. He can be a pretty nice sort of protection against removal. Revoke Privileges, really good removal. Acrobatic Maneuver, good card for bouncing our own stuff to get, you know, additional Fabricate triggers or something like that. Gear Shift Ace is a good card. Avery Mechanic. You may turn another opponent you control to its own hand. Could be good again for blinking. Sort of a semi-blink, I suppose. A more costly blink for fabrication or energy generation. Combat Trick there, built to last. It's pretty good because of indestructibility. Alright, so I'm kind of stuck here. The blue rare. This rare is pretty good in limited. Not a very good card in general, but in limited it's pretty decent. Looks like we might be trying to do some kind of energy synergy here. We have a lot of sort of white bounce that we could use to sort of trigger, trigger those energy generation ETB effects. Toad's Ambition is a decent card, but probably a bit too costly. Confiscation Coop. Choose target artifact or creature, you get 4 energy. You may then pay an amount of energy equal to that permanent's converted if you do gain control of it. That could be good. So it looks like we're definitely going down an energy theme here, I would say. So let's put those 2 in for now. They're very high cost, is the only downside. We've got 2 High Tide Hermits. Again, lots of energy generation, but very high cost. Windrake, always a decent card, unlimited. May tap or untap target creature or artifact. Interesting. Another energy generator though. A for trade wins, another way to bounce stuff. Counter spell. Glitness Crane could be good if we go down multiple artifact route. Hero Vendor, just a vanilla 2/1, and a turtle. Again, another energy generation, a good defender. Quite like the look of that. So what we've got in black, we've got the Practice Club Security. 3/4 vanilla. Overchase Daredevil. Whenever an artifact is under control, you may return it to your hand, essentially. That's not too bad. Lost Legacy. Kind of like the new Infinite Obliteration. Essence Extraction, a good removal. Mind Drop, Mind Drop, Mind. We've got 3 Mind Drops, so we could go down like the screw your hand route, but I don't think that's very good. Another good removal card. Another energy generator there. Fortuitous Find. Return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Thriving Rats. And Subtle Strike. Alright, so we've got some decent removal in black, but not much else. Faithful Showdown. It's a pretty nice hand refiller and burn spell. Depends really on what you've got going on in your hand. I'm not so sure this is all that useful unless you're playing a lot of card draw. So you're constantly refilling your hand, so you actually have enough cards in your hand to make this worthwhile. But then, would you want to discard your whole hand is the question, so I'm not so sure about that. Territorial Gorger. This could be good in our energy synergy, as if we're gaining a reasonable amount of energy there, this will consistently be a 4/4 with trample. So that might be good. The question I'm not too sure on, it does trigger multiple times, I believe. So, for example, if I play a card that gets it 1 energy, gives me 1 energy, then this will get +2/+2. And then if I play another one that gets an additional energy, then it gets an additional +2/+2, I believe. So this actually could be quite good in this deck that we're trying to build here. Demolish, sideboard card at best, I'd say. Hijack could be good if we're playing aggro, but I don't think we're going to be particularly aggressive here. Could be a decent removal. Thriving Grubs, another energy card there. So looks like we may be going red, blue, or possibly white, blue, as our big energy payout cards are in blue. Combat Trick, I suppose. Another Combat Trick, I guess. Inventor's Apprentice is good. It's a good 1-drop, as you're nearly always going to have some kind of artifact going on. This works well with the red-blue theme, as again it's a nice energy creator, and it also gives us an energy outlet if we are struggling to find anything to use our energy on. We can generate a bunch of flyers with that. Hazardous Conditions is a great removal. Voltaic Brawler is also a really decent card. Again, creates energy, but not too sure on our green. We've got a Worm. Pima Outriders is extremely good. Hunt the Weak is a semi-good removal. Armorcraft Judge is pretty good. But we're not really playing much in the way of Fabricate, I'd say, which is where the 1/1 counters come into use. Sage of Australia's Claim. More energy, it's not too bad. Larger Than Life. Pretty nice combat trick again, I suppose, or is it permanent? No, it's just a combat trick. Kajura's Seed Sculptor. When Kajura's Seed Sculptor enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target region control. That works well with the armor craft, I guess. Oh, sorry, not the the armor craft judge. Mighty Bander. Takedown. Ornamental Courage. Blossoming Defense is a really good sort of combat trick, or defensive trick sometimes. Alright, so where are we looking at the moment? I'm thinking either red, blue, or white, blue. White, blue would be good for all the bouncing. Do we have a lot of things we want to bounce, though, is the question? Not so sure. So what have we got in artifacts? I mean, are any of our... I mean, we've got the red-blue dual land, so that's at least on colour for what we want to do if we go red-blue. We could also play 3-colour. But I'm not too keen on doing that. We have an Inventor's Goggle, which is good with our Inventor's Apprentice if we go down that route. Just because we can enable it on turn 2 to be a 3-2. Sorry, a 2-3. Which isn't too bad. Eager Construct. Nice scry tool there. Puzzle Knots. These could be useful for us, for energy. Especially with the scry too as well, that's really strong. So I'm thinking the Puzzle Knots will be pretty good here. The Glass Blower. Let's just put those in as temporary here. Chief of the Foundry. Good if you've got a lot of Fabricate and stuff like that, because you can just pump out the servos. Chief of the Foundry gives them all +1/+1. Got 2 of them here, which is pretty cool. But unfortunately, we don't have a lot of Fabricate. Foundry Inspector, artifact spells cost you 1 less. I think we're going to have to put the Freighter in. The Freighter is just super strong. List of Charge is really good as well, actually. A bit more costly though. We're gonna have to see where we are with our mana curve, because we're looking pretty high on that already with our 2 really costly blue rares. I mean, how much does this cost? I mean, 7 mana. That's a lot of mana. We may not even get to that. Bastion Mastodon is an okay sort of vanilla creature that you can give vigilance. If we play white, that might be good. 2 really expensive accomplished automatons with Fabricate. Don't know if we're going to need that much top end, to be honest. Workshop Assistant, not that great. Pillarbug. Don't think we're going to be playing black, although I'm not too sure on that. Revoke Privileges. Alright, so we've got 2 acrobatic maneuvers, which gives us good bouncing for energy creation and also potential card drawers there as well. You get to draw a card off that, so card advantage is always useful. Gearshift Ace works well with our Renegade Freighter. Also with our Goggles if we decide to go down that route. Tassel Drommery is not that great. For the 3/4 flying 5 is also not too bad in limited. Console Shield Gate. Get some energy with that. No, I'm really not sure what to go with on our... So let's look at blue, because I think we need to be playing these blue cards here. I mean, that could be really useful, especially if we're playing against Gear Hulks or something like that. We could just play this and steal their Gear Hulk, which would be pretty devastating, and then possibly blink it with the... Oh no, that wouldn't work. If we blinked it with that, it would go back to them, wouldn't it? So we don't want to be doing that, but still. Hermits are great for energy, but super expensive. Windrake is a solid card. We'll look at putting that in. Don't really know what we want to be doing here, you know. So we can generate a lot of energy, but we don't really have any outlets for the energy, if that makes sense. I mean, we've got Whirler Virtuoso though, which could be good. I mean, we could pump out Thopters, I guess. Welding Sparks would definitely be a playable card here. 3 mana, 3 damage removal card, essentially. Because we'd definitely be playing Impeccable Timing's pretty good removal as well. If we keep the mana up. We can be aggressive and defensive with that card as well. Revoke Privileges is definitely good. So we have removal. We have removal options in red and white. It just depends which way we want to go. I mean, blue's actually not that great apart from our 2 rares. 3 Hermits, man. Not so sure we want to be playing those. I mean, 4/4. It's a defender though. That's the issue really. You have to pay energy for it to attack. Seems not so good. I just don't know. I don't know what to do, guys. I'm not seeing a good option here. I mean, this is our win card essentially. We haven't really got much in the way of creatures. We've got so many spells, not many creatures, not many cheap creatures. Anyway, we're looking at 4 or 5 mana creatures here. We've got the Glintnest Crane in blue. Got a Curio Vendor, which is a 2/1, which is pretty poor. I guess we could turtle and then attack and make it a 1/4. That doesn't seem overly good. Maybe green is our option here because we've got a lot of creatures. Maybe we scrap the whole energy plan. I mean, Territorial Gorger is going to be really good with our energy cards, though. Alright, let's see what blue-red looks like. So let's put the Gorger in. Let's put in the Welding Sparks, the Thriving Grubs. Inventor's Apprentice. What have we got in blue we could put in? I don't really like that. I mean, yeah, Janjeet's pretty okay, I guess. Put that in. Do we want to be countering? So we've got 14 playables here, really. I guess we'd put that in as well if we're playing blue-red. We've got 9 creatures. We need a few more creatures. I mean, do we want to play a High Tide Hermit? Probably want at least one, maybe. We've only really got 2 removal if we play red, blue. Do we want the goggles? Probably not. We'd be playing that as a land, I guess. Concealed Courtyard. Enter the battlefield tapped. Oh, yeah, that's the other one. Ether Hub. Could be useful here. Especially if we want to go down the 3 colour route. The unfortunate thing is we haven't got any of the prism things, which are really good for mana fixing. The charge is pretty good, but I don't think we're going to be able to crew it very easily at this rate. Causes Fire Forge's Puzzle Knot. I don't think that's going to do too much for us here. Maybe we want to play Hijack in this deck, just to give us some options of, stealing some creatures. Possibly. How's this sorted by mana cost? Yeah, so our curve is kind of a bit weird. Lots in the 3 slot. Still need more creatures though. Bastion Mastodon wouldn't be good unless we play white. Chief of the Foundry, not particularly useful here, as we've not really got any artifacts going on. We haven't got any fabrication. I mean, we've got the Whirler Virtuoso, I suppose, but chances of drawing that are pretty slim. But then 2/2 Fopters could be pretty nice. Getting some 2/2 Fopters. I mean, it is a 2/3 on its own, which isn't bad. Eager Construct for the Scry might be decent. Oh, man, I'm struggling here. I am struggling. Maybe we want to play Fateful Showdown. I mean, I'm thinking. I am not sure what I'm thinking. We're struggling for decent creatures here, really. I mean, that could be good if we play a bunch of artifact stuff. I mean, we do have some removal. Just play like black, red control or something like that, and just go full on the discard and no, the card discard and what am I trying to say? Removal route. Ah, boy, this is tough. Not really a lot. We've not got an awful lot of creatures. Eager Construct. I mean, Scry is always good, but it also gives our opponent Scry. But it is the 2/2 vanilla. The 2, which isn't bad. Chief the Foundry. Foundry Expector costs 1 less, it's 3/2. Do we want to go for a 7 mana Accomplished Automaton? I mean, 7 mana's a lot. We've already got Ether Score, which isn't great. Oh man, this is such a poor pool. I'm just not seeing the good synergy here. We haven't got many good creatures is the problem. Those in, see where we're at. So we want to be running like 17 land, probably. So we're 18 cards essentially right now. So we've got a few more slots. Have we got any decent 4-drops? Because we could do with some more 4-drops. I mean, Fateful Showdown could be good, I guess. Thinking maybe A for Trade Winds could be good here to bounce something back. So what have we got here that generates energy? This generates energy, this generates energy, this doesn't, this generates energy, this doesn't, but it allows us to get an artifact or vehicle, I believe. Well, because that is an artifact. It's kind of like semi-scry in some sense. Could get rid of a bunch of crap we don't want, but it could also get rid of all our stuff we do want. Ah, man. So we've got 12 creatures. We could do with a couple more creatures, really. A for Trade Winds. It's because there's energy. I mean, that allows us to tap something down. Some removal there. We should be able to crew that fairly easily, I think. We've got a lot of low power creatures. Maybe we do want to have a high curve. Just put in the Accomplished Automatons. I mean, could the goggles help us? It might. It might help us out with some of our low power, low toughness creatures. I mean, Tezret's Ambition. We could be playing that, but I don't think that's going to help us much. High Tide Hermits. They can't attack. 2-1 isn't great, it just dies to everything. Do we want to play countering? Maybe. But late game it's poor. They'll have them. Maybe. Maybe we want to play that. Okay. Demolish. I think that's a sideboard card. I mean, we could play Giant Spectacle. I don't really like enchantments though. Easily get 2 for 1 when using those. Do we want to play white? We have a Gear Shift Ace. We have an Avery Mechanic. Tacit Geometry is not very good. We have a couple of combat tricks. We have Impeccable Timing. We have the Revoke Privileges. We have the Shield Guard. We have the Harrier. We have the Acrobatic Maneuvers, which we could use to bounce stuff. Get some more triggers. Could be good actually with the Janjeet. For example, we could bounce him, get some more energy. Sorry, tap something, bounce it, get some more energy, tap something else, attack. We'll do it on their turn to set something up later. Oh man, I just don't know. This is looking rough. This is looking very rough. As you can tell, I'm not very good at Magic, so struggling. I think of the goggles. Knife Bridge Patrol could actually be good with. We've only got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6 cards that are actually red. So if we get rid of those and look at the white, so we want to play that, probably that, that. Knife Bridge Patrol, Impeccable Timing, Gear Shift Ace, Avery Mechanic. That's probably it. Maybe the build to last. So that's possibly looking a bit healthier. Let's see what the mana curve on that looks like. Heavy on the 2 drops and the 3 drops, which isn't too bad. I mean, could be good. I mean, at least this way as well, we've got some nice little things we can do. We could just could still play the. I don't know where it's gone. Is it gone? Oh, it's still there. We could splash for the Whirler Virtuoso. I think that's not a bad idea. I mean, we've got removal. We've got the Revoke Privileges. We've got Impeccable Timing. Got the A for trade ones. We can bounce something. I don't know, man. I just don't know. Problem is we've got loads of energy, but we're not actually. We don't have anything to use energy with. It's a real problem. We have nothing that spends energy. What about green? Maybe green's the way to go. I mean, we have a lot of tricks in green. More energy. I mean, this green just doesn't look that good. Maybe splashing for that would be better than the Virtuoso. Might be better because then we can just splash out a ton of energy. Just do a ton of damage. I mean, Ninth Bridge Patrol could be really good with our acrobatic maneuvers. Could bounce some stuff. I'm just not feeling confident. I feel like our creatures just aren't on par. Our creatures just don't match up what we're going to be up against, I feel. What does it suggest? I'm thinking maybe we want to splash for... That'd be easier to splash for because we've got the Spire Bluff and the Ether Hub. Sealed Courtyard isn't going to help. Really needed a couple of those prisms. Built to last. Could be a good blowout. I mean, this seems really good, but it might just be too costly. I mean, maybe we just cut blue, play a different color. I mean, our 2 rares on blue are just so expensive, but they can win games. So tough, man. It's so tough. I think I'm just gonna have to roll with something here. White blue might be the play here. Obviously, leave me some comments below, guys. Let me know what you think, what I should be playing. Ether Hub will definitely help. Maybe we just play both. Voltaic Brawler and Whirler Virtuoso. Because they're both super strong. We don't have a lot of mana fixing, but... Could this just be too complicated? Let's see what it looks like when we add some land. I mean, our curve's pretty poor, really. We don't have much in the upper end, which is where most of the action is in this set. The 4 drops. I mean, we could replace something with a High Tide Hermit or something. I'm not so sure on that. I mean, the scrying could be super useful for us, so I think we need to keep those. Man, we didn't get any vehicles, really. I mean, the Ballista Charger could be good. Maybe we want to play that. Do we need 3 5-drops? Maybe. What would we cut, though? Do we need to cut anything? We're going to be running 16 lands with our current build. Maybe the turtle. Oh man, this is... Maybe we don't want to play the counter. Maybe the counter isn't good for us. I mean, Ether Hub's going to be super useful for our Voltaic Brawler and Whirler Virtuoso and getting those out. At least we have that going. So we have 26, we're going to be running 16 land. I mean, that's not too bad. We have quite a low curve and not very high mana costings as such. But then we have got these which require a lot of mana, so I don't know. Let's see what happens when we add our mana in here. I'm not really sure how I do that. I'm completely add basic lands, there we go. What does it suggest? So 5 islands, 5 islands, 4 plains, 2 mountains, and a forest. Do we want 2 mountains? I mean, probably. Seems such low amounts though. 5-5-1-1. Technically, we have 3 sources of red and 2 sources of green that way. We have 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 land. That's not enough, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, we're going to have to cut some stuff here. We need at least 16, possibly 17 lands. We need to cut at least 2. Okay. Ballista Charger, is that going to do anything for us? I mean, a 6/6 is strong, but with crew 3 isn't going to be easily obtainable in our deck. Perhaps we cut the counter spell here. You can always sideboard it in. Maybe cut the turtle. Turtle's good early game though. I like the tapping of creatures. God damn, what can we cut? Chief of the Foundry, maybe? It's not particularly good. Eco Construct. Maybe. Jeez, man. Let's just cut the Ballista Charger. I'm not convinced that we need that in there. Shield Gate is a must. Acrobatic Maneuver. What are we actually bouncing here? I mean, the Janji is a good bounce target. Pumps on 9th bridge if we... Maybe the Glintness Crane isn't that good. It has flying, which is always useful, but at the same time, we are going to be milling 4 cards of our deck. Hey, flying is pretty prevalent in this, so we probably need to keep it. Turtle maybe needs to go. I mean, we don't have a single 1-drop then, but probably not important in this format. Alright, let's try that. Let's just try it with 16 lands. We may need some more, but we shall see. I'm not convinced by our mana curve here. It seems like too low. But let's try it. If I win any games, I'll be impressed because I am the worst Magic player ever. You guys are probably going to be shouting at me like, what on earth are you building here? This is an absolute disaster of a deck. But you know, we'll see how it goes. If it's absolute poop, then we can always change it up. You know, that's the beauty of it. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't, we'll mix things up and try again. So alright, we'll conclude our deck building segment here. This is what we're going to run with. Doesn't seem that great to me. I've probably made a ton of mistakes in this deck building section. But yeah, I'm not very good at deck building, so this is my real struggle. So we'll just have to see how it goes, guys. We'll have to see how it goes. Hit me up in those comments to let me know what you would have built, and I'll see you in match number 1 very shortly. Bye-bye!